What's going on, guys? Today we're going to be reviewing the VILTROX 85mm 1.8. If you guys are new to the channel and you like content about photography and videography, make sure to like this video and subscribe to stay up to date as I'm putting out content each and every week. Having purchased my Nikon Z camera at the end of 2020, I immediately began researching for the first lens that I would be acquiring. Having brought over several of my F-mount lenses, I looked for my first Z-mount lens and decided to purchase a lens that I've wanted for a while now, the 85mm. After doing some research, it just so happens that VILTROX makes the first third-party autofocus lens for the Z System, and it's an 85mm. I decided on this lens, and my goal was to try and get pro results out of a budget lens. At just $399 US, it comes in at about half the price of Nikon's counterpart. And with that price difference, I figured it couldn't hurt to try, and quite frankly, I was up for the challenge. I feel like a lot of other photographers were up to that challenge too, as this lens was out of stock for quite a while, but as soon as I could get it, it was in my cart and on its way to my house. Now, after a few weeks and a handful of sessions with this lens, I have to say I'm quite impressed. The first thing I want to break down is the build. I'm always impressed when a company can make a lens that looks and feels nice, and that's the first thing I noticed with the VILTROX 85mm. Made with a metal housing, it's got a little bit of weight to it, but nothing like my Sigma 35mm. It fits nice in the palm of my hand, and after the time I've spent handling it, I could tell that it's solidly built. It's got a pretty large focus ring, but nothing as large as its Nikon counterpart. The focus ring has a little bit more tension than I'm used to, but nothing to really complain about. There is no weather sealing on this lens, so make sure that you take care of it when you're out in the elements. Where the lens really started to show its price point was the absence of a toggle switch for manual and autofocusing. This isn't a big deal for me when using it for photography, but if I want to use manual focus in video, I'll have to internally shut off the autofocus in my camera rather than on the side of my lens. On the lens mount, you'll find a micro USB port, which is used for upgrading the firmware of this lens. By simply plugging your lens into your computer and dropping the required firmware into the directory on the lens, you can easily keep this lens up to date, working out any of the bugs that VILTROX has corrected in it, which I think is pretty impressive for a third-party lens. Now let's go over the autofocus. I was a bit skeptical of how this lens would perform when it came to the autofocus, but I have to say I was pretty surprised. In the handful of sessions that I was able to use this lens in, I never felt like the autofocus was trying to chase my subject. For instance, I have a Tokina 100mm lens that I use with my DSLRs, and there were times that I would just shoot in manual with that lens because I felt like the autofocus was always trying to catch up. I saw a review that mentioned that they had issues back focusing with this lens, and up until this point in my testing, I haven't noticed that one bit. When using the eye tracking autofocus, this lens didn't miss a beat, and did a great job of following the eyes and face, keeping my subject in focus at all times. This lens has done a great job with autofocus in normal and low light situations. Let's talk about the image quality. Another area where I was extremely impressed with this lens and where I think it matters the most is the quality of the image that it produces. I mean, I'll just let these photographs speak for themselves. When diving deep into the quality of these images in comparison to some of my more expensive pro lenses, I was highly impressed with the sharpness this lens produces. This lens does, however, have some issues with softness in the corners when shooting at 1.8, but isn't really noticeable past 2.8. I'm guilty of shooting a lot of my portraits and wedding details at 1.8, so I can see that this is going to be an issue for me, but nothing I can't fix in post. In my opinion, the compression level you get at 85mm makes it the perfect lens for portraits. Let's talk about the pros. Numero uno on the pros list has to be the price point that this lens comes in at. With its $399 price tag, the VILTROX beats most of the Nikon Z-Mount lenses out of the water. The closest in price is the 50mm 1.8, and that still comes in at about $200 more than this lens. And as I stated earlier, the Nikon 85mm is a whopping $796, making it twice the amount of this lens. I'm hoping to be able to get my hands on the Nikon 85mm in the next few months to do a side-by-side comparison, but for now, this lens is going to do the job for me. The fact that the autofocus didn't really have any issues and kept up with the pacing that I put it through really stands out for me. As a wedding photographer, I rely on the autofocus during the times where manual focus just doesn't make sense, and to know that this lens will keep up and I won't miss irreplaceable moments really seals the deal for me. And of course, the cons. As was my gripe with the Sigma 35mm that I reviewed in a video that you can view by clicking the link above, this lens doesn't have any weather sealing, so if you plan on buying it, please make sure to protect your lens when you're out in inclement weather. I'm not gonna lie, getting soft edges when shooting with this lens wide open is a huge downside for me. Although VILTROX provides profile corrections for this lens on their website, it only works with JPEGs in Lightroom, so this does nothing to help me as I shoot exclusively in RAW. I have found that if you apply Nikon's 85mm lens profile to the images shot with the VILTROX, you fix the issue with the corners without destroying your image. The last downside to this lens, and it's not a deal breaker for me like I said, is the missing autofocus switch. For you guys out there that shoot video, this may be a huge hindrance to you, but I know that for myself, if I need to, I could just go in the camera and shut autofocus off that way. So what do you guys think? Is the VILTROX 85mm the best budget lens for the Z-Mount to date? Let me know your thoughts on this lens in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one.